Imagine living in a town where crossing the street means stepping into another country. Welcome to Darby Line, Vermont, a small town nestled in the northeast of the United States that shares an invisible yet significant border with Canada. But how did this unique situation come to be? Let's dive into the fascinating history and peculiarities of Darby Line, where two nations meet on Main Street. Before we get started, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories from around the world. Now let's explore Darby Line. Darby Line is a tiny village located in the town of Darby, Vermont, with a population of just over 600 people. What sets it apart is its location. Part of the town lies in the United States, while the other part is in Stanstead, Quebec, Canada. Yes, you heard that right. This is one town with two national identities. This unusual setup has made Darby Line famous for being one of the few places in the world where national boundaries weave through homes, businesses, and even public spaces. So how did we end up with a town split between two countries? To answer that, we have to go back to the early 18th century. The story begins in 1783 with the signing of the Treaty of Paris, which ended the American Revolutionary War. This treaty established the U.S.-Canada border along the 45th parallel, a latitude line running across North America. Surveyors marked the border, but back then, their tools were far less accurate than today's technology. As a result, the border wasn't perfectly straight and led to some irregularities. Fast forward to the 19th century, the community that became Darby Line began to grow. Settlers on both sides of the border saw the region as one cohesive community, largely ignoring the geopolitical line dividing them. Perhaps the most famous symbol of Darby Line's split identity is the Haskell Free Library and Opera House. Built in 1904, the Haskell Free Library and Opera House was intentionally designed to straddle the U.S.-Canada border. Why? It was a gift from a wealthy American-Canadian couple, Martha Stewart Haskell and her husband, Carlos Haskell. Their vision was to create a cultural and educational space that united the two communities. The library's reading room is in Canada, while the opera stage is in the United States. There's even a black line on the floor marking the international boundary. Visitors can freely enter the building from either country without going through customs, making it a unique neutral zone in an otherwise tightly controlled border. Living in a border town like Darby Line comes with its quirks. Some homes and businesses are split by the border. A person might eat breakfast in the U.S. kitchen and sleep in their Canadian bedroom. Historically, residents moved freely between the two sides, treating the border as a mere formality. However, after the tragic events of 9/11, border security tightened significantly. Today, there are strict rules about crossing the line, even within the town. Streets that cross the border now have surveillance cameras, and residents must report to border authorities if they cross from one country to the other, even by accident. But despite these challenges, Darby Line remains a symbol of international cooperation and friendship. The residents of Darby Line and Stanstead share more than just a border. They share friendships, traditions, and even utilities like water and emergency services. In many ways, it's a single community with two governments. Take the annual border curling tournament, where teams from both sides compete on an ice rink that literally straddles the line. Darby Line is more than just a geographical curiosity. It's a testament to the possibility of unity despite divisions. It's a place where the border is not a wall, but a shared space. It reminds us that while governments draw lines on maps, people often transcend them. Thanks for joining us on this journey to Darby Line, Vermont. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more incredible stories about places that defy expectations. See you next time.